Okay, we're talking zinc. We're talking the 23rd most abundant element in the Earth's crust. I love this stuff, man. As a skincare professional, it's very difficult. In fact, I don't think there's any, I would go so far as to say there is no more important mineral for the skin, especially if you're dealing with acne, if you're dealing with a burn or a cut. Zinc is stored in the skin. It's part of the skin healing process. I would say it is the most important mineral. I'm trying to think here if there's any more important mineral for the skin. I think it's the most important mineral for the skin. And yet zinc deficiencies are very common. Zinc's considered to be a trace mineral, but it's indispensable for life. No zinc, no life. Yes, it's a trace mineral. You got about maybe 2 grams or so in your body, half a teaspoonful in your entire body. If you weigh 200 pounds, you've got half a teaspoonful of zinc in your tissues and your body and your blood, which isn't very much. It's considered a trace mineral, but without the 2 grams in your body, it'd be very difficult to make cells, to grow cells. Very difficult to grow connective tissue. Your immune system won't be functioning as it should. Lots of problems associated with zinc deficiency, especially skin problems. We talked yesterday a little bit about dandruff. And dandruff sufferers are typically deficient in zinc. You can use Head & Shoulder shampoo and get yourself some topical zinc. Zinc Head & Shoulder shampoo has its active ingredient is zinc. It doesn't work very well. A little bit, but not really great. Much better off using a zinc supplement. I recommend 50 milligrams a day. You can miss a day here and there. But 50 milligrams, maybe 5 to 6 days a week is a good daily dose of zinc. I like zinc picolinate. There's also a form of zinc called zinc monomethionine. monomethionine. It's a little more expensive, but it's a good form of zinc. Zinc picolinate is pretty darn cheap. It's kind of sort of tragic that zinc deficiency would be so common. You can get 100 capsules of zinc picolinate for $5 or so. You know, that's pretty crazy. That's a nickel for a daily dose of zinc, yet people are deficient in zinc. You know, I don't know why. For a nickel a day, you can get yourself the zinc that you need, yet still people are deficient in zinc. If you use the Healthy Start Pack, use the Ultimate Daily, you'll get yourself a good dose of zinc as well. Make sure you're taking copper with your zinc. They work together, maybe 2 to 4 milligrams of copper for every 50 milligrams of zinc. If you have dandruff, zinc is a great way to treat it, making sure you're getting enough internal zinc. Make sure you get enough selenium. Make sure you're getting enough vitamin A. In fact, vitamin A and zinc also work together. They're both what we say in the business anabolic nutrients. They're building nutrients, both vitamin A and zinc. If you're a bodybuilder, weightlifter, athlete, if you're recovering from surgery, if you're interested in anti-aging, building muscle, just having a good, strong body, vitamin A, zinc, these are very important nutrients for building things. There's a skin condition called keratosis pilaris, or KP. KP is also known as chicken skin. A lot of times women will get KP. Keratosis pilaris will show up in the upper arms, sometimes the legs or your butt. KP can appear anywhere in your body, chicken skin that is. It's not genetic. Doctors will tell you it's genetic. But as Dr. Wallach has said, and I agree with, when we say genetic, what we really mean by genetic is epigenetic, in the sense that it's environmental and it's nutritional aspects that act in a superior way to genetics. Epi meaning superior or transcendent. It's nutrition and environmental factors that turn genes on and off. Just because you have a genetic predisposition to something doesn't mean it's going to happen because of this epigenetic phenomena, because nutrition and environment play the major role in whether genes are going to be expressed or turned on and off. This is what Dr. Wallach's been saying for many years. He used to laugh when he said that, but said no genetic diseases, but he's right on. There really aren't any genetic diseases, in the sense that even though genes are involved in absolutely everything that happens in the body, there are transcendent factors that determine whether those genes will express or not. They're epigenetic factors. In any case, keratosis pilaris, doctors will tell you, oh, it's genetic. No, it's not genetic. In the sense that you have control, we have control via nutrition and making sure that we're getting enough nutritional supplements. As far as acne is concerned, and by the way, KP, keratosis pilaris, is not acne, even though it looks a little bit like acne. As far as zits are concerned, acne blemishes are concerned, zinc, along with vitamin A, the two of those, zinc and vitamin A, have to be considered the most important nutrients for keeping skin acne-free and zit-free. And I know a lot about acne, folks. I've been dealing with it now for pushing 30 years. For 31 years, I've been dealing with acne patients. And what I found when it comes to acne is there's no such thing as intractable acne. In other words, Anybody who's dealing with blemishes or acne, kids who are dealing with this really unfortunate condition, need to know that there's lots of things you can do in terms of nutrition and nutritional supplementation to have nice, clear, beautiful, healthy skin. All right, we'll continue this when we come back from our break. I'll tell you about some other acne strategies that you can use, anti-acne strategies you can use. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Okay, so acne. You know, I see people with breakouts all the time. I talked to a gal yesterday whose kid had horrible breakouts all over her face. And when I see this, it's just, to me, it's so tragic and so unfortunate because it's so unnecessary. It is so unnecessary, and there's nothing your doctor can do, and there's nothing your dermatologist can do. And you can use all the Clearasil you want and the Proactive you want and the benzoyl peroxide you want, but you've got some kind of underlying metabolic biochemistry condition, some kind of deficiency state, some kind of immune reaction, allergic reaction. There's nothing Proactive can do for that. And when they tell you this on TV, it just makes me so mad when you see these commercials on television with doctors and movie stars and teenagers telling you that they use Proactive and they have no more acne. I cannot tell you what that, as a healthcare professional, as a skincare professional, how that makes me feel, because they're lying to you. And I'm the guy who has to look at the people, who has to look at these patients, look at the parents, look at the kids right in the eye and say, look, folks, Proactive isn't the problem, isn't going to help your problem. Benzoyl peroxide isn't going to help your problem. But getting on a zinc supplement, getting on a supplement of N-acetylcysteine, maybe 500, 600 milligrams a day, using selenium, 200 to 400 micrograms a day, making sure that you're eliminating anything that messes up your digestive system, food allergies, food toxicities, dairy, grains, gluten, etc. These are the strategies that you have to understand how to use, how to take advantage of, how to leverage to have clear skin, which is our birthright. Nobody needs to be condemned to having any kind of skin health condition. And as trivial as it may seem to folks who don't have a skin problem, it isn't trivial if you have a skincare problem. If you're a kid who's all broken out, or if you're an adult who has psoriasis, the tragedy is, number one, nobody needs to have these kinds of problems, but number two is they're so easy to reverse and eliminate completely. The skin turns itself over every 4 to 8 weeks. That means 4 to 8 weeks from now, whatever your skin condition is, you do not have to have it 4 to 8 weeks from today. As long as you start to get on a good nutritional supplement program, put the nutrients in your body, and stay away from the stuff that causes the immune reaction. Your skin is an immune organ. Your skin is part of your immune system. Your skin is part of your defense system. And if you've got blemishes, you've got zits, you've got rashes, these are your body screaming, help, help. It's a defensive response. Do you guys get this? Zits, acne, rashes, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, these are defensive responses. I don't know how much clearer I could be. If you have a defensive response, logic will tell you, all you got to do is figure out what's the offending agent. In addition to giving the body the raw materials it needs to support its defensive job, to support its defensive role. And that's what we talk about here every day on The Bright Side. 855-660-4261 is our number if you've got questions. As far as acne blemishes go, zinc, probably your most important mineral for dealing with acne. For one thing, it's a major player in the metabolism and the chemistry of testosterone, male hormone testosterone, which women make as well. When zinc is deficient, testosterone gets broken down into something called DHT. DHT is the bad guy when it comes to acne, when it comes to prostate health issues, when it comes to baldness. And under zinc deficient conditions, DHT levels will accumulate. That's just one reason why you want to get on zinc. Zinc helps stabilize testosterone breakdown. It helps men and women maintain healthy testosterone levels. That means, of course, in addition to dealing with acne, you can use zinc to deal with baldness, prostate issues, reproductive issues, libido issues, muscle building issues, all because of this male hormone or testosterone connection. Bodybuilders, athletes, weekend warriors need to make absolutely sure they're getting on 50 milligrams a day of zinc picolinate. And as I say, you can miss a day here and there once you get going with your zinc. Zinc can also support post-surgical healing. In fact, for all post-surgical healing issues, you want to start a nutritional supplement program a couple of weeks before you go into surgery. That way, as soon as the surgical procedure is completed, or even as soon as the surgical procedure begins, as soon as that cut is made, as soon as that incision is made into your body, if you have the zinc present, if you have the nutrients present for healing, the healing process can begin immediately. You won't have to wait. So load up with zinc and vitamin E and all your nutrients pre-surgery. If your doctor you got one of those doctors that says to you, and a lot of them do, you should be off of all your nutritional supplements before you have surgery. I'm not even going to get into the utter stupidity of that idea. You should be off all your nutritional supplements before you go into surgery. At least load up on nutritional supplements for the month before you're going to go into surgery. If you have elective surgery and you know you're going to have a surgical procedure, that way, even if you have to lay off the week before, you'll have enough nutrients, or you'll have some nutrients in your body to keep that healing process going. In any case, when it comes to zinc, it's hard to think of any nutrient, any element, any mineral that's more multifunctional. And in combination with its multifunctionality, it's hard to think of any mineral that is where deficiencies are more common, with the exception perhaps of magnesium. Between zinc and magnesium, you've got your among your two most multifunctional minerals and your two most common mineral deficiencies. That alone tells you, number one, why we're so sick in this country, and number two, how easy it can be to reverse chronic degenerative disease. Get yourself on a nutritional supplement program that features zinc and that features magnesium. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back with your phone calls. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back after this. Okay, let's see here. We're talking zinc. I'm going to continue talking about zinc tomorrow. I love this stuff, man. If you got acne, zinc's probably the most important mineral for dealing with acne. Vitamin A is probably the most important vitamin for dealing with acne. Selenium is important as an anti-acne treatment, or anti-acne nutritional supplement, I should say. Maybe 200 to 400, up to 600 micrograms a day of selenium, along with 50 milligrams of zinc, along with 20,000 international units of vitamin A. That should form the core of your nutritional supplement program for dealing with acne, although there are other nutrients, of course, that can be helpful. Vitamin E can be helpful for addressing acne, 400 international units a day. I like NAC or NAC for dealing with acne, 600 milligrams a day is a good place to be. You may want to try alpha lipoic acid, maybe 400 milligrams a day. And by all means, if you have acne, you have to understand the digestive connection, especially if your acne is showing up, if your breakouts are showing up in your cheek area, in your non-T-zone area, the side of your face, along your mouth, maybe the side of along the lower part of your face by your jawline. All of these are indicators that there may be some digestive involvement. It's always a good idea to look at the digestive system when you're dealing with a skin condition because of the intimate connection between digestive health and skin health. This is so important. This is not some kind of, airy-fairy kind of Richard Simmons, Gary Null sort of food Nazi kind of ideas when I talk about the relationship between the skin and the digestive system. I don't mean to be a food Nazi here. Okay, you eat whatever you want to eat. And, we talked yesterday to some gal who insisted that she didn't eat any sugar, but she ate sweet potatoes because she didn't understand that sugar was sweet potatoes, and I felt like maybe I was beating her up, and I didn't mean to beat her up. I don't mean to beat anybody up about food. You never should beat anybody up about food. However, if you have a health condition, especially a skin health condition, you're crazy not to focus on the digestive component, on the food component, especially when it comes to the skin, which basically can be considered to be your digestive system outside in, or vice versa. Your digestive system is your skin inside out. They're both largely epithelial tissue. They're both largely composed of the same kind of cells, the same kind of tissue. Your digestive system is a type of skin. Your skin is a type of digestive system. They're very, very related. So if you have a skin condition, in addition to making sure you're getting on nutritional supplements, please use probiotics, please use fermented foods, and please look for food allergies or digestive health issues, because they're always going to be linked to eczema, psoriasis, acne, rosacea, whatever your skin condition is. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number. Ray in New York. What's up, buddy? Welcome to The Bright Side. Can we get, I can't really hear Ray. Can we get him cranked up a little bit? Hey, Ray. There he is. What's up, Ray? Hey, buddy.
Hey, good morning, Ben. Hey, love your show. I've been a listener for about a year now.
Thank you.
been on the 90 for life, and
Awesome.
it improved my skin.
Praise God. That's awesome.
tremendously.
Awesome.
And it's ironic. I called before you even started talking about your topic today, but this is my topic. I'm 52. I'm in excellent shape, with the exception of oily skin
All
and
right. We can handle that. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
But that being said, I found out that one of my main culprits after 52, well, probably since I was a teenager of dealing with this nonsense, was gluten. Incredible.
Yeah.
And,
isn't it?
It's probably eliminated 85%
That's
of
awesome.
my problems. But I still deal with oily skin. I remember
All
you
right.
in the past saying a certain compound that's made from soy, but get it organically, would kind of coagulate oil. And I'm trying to think of what that was you were
I
talking
don't remember what it was either. But let me tell you about oily skin, because it's very common and very easy to deal with, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Skin oils are one of the ways the body protects itself. Skin oils, technically the term for skin oil is sebum, S-E-B-U-M. So whether we call skin oils or sebum, skin oils, these are a protective mechanism, a defensive mechanism for the skin. Oils are antibacterial. Oils kind of provide a buffer for the skin against environmental assaults. Oils have sun protective properties. So under conditions of distress, under conditions of emergency, under conditions of a hyped up metabolism, you're going to secrete oil. The same is true about blackheads, and the same is true about enlarged pores, okay? It's very common. Enlarged pores, oily skin, and even blackheads or even acne blemishes, but we're not going to talk about acne for now. We'll talk about blackheads, we'll talk about enlarged pores, and we'll talk about oil. That needs to be considered as a sign of excess cortisol stress hormone secretion. It's a sign of a body in distress. Lots of things you could do. Okay, number one, you got to figure the source of stress or distress in the body, and that means focus on digestive health first. Sugar and both sugar and insulin will cause oily skin. So first thing I would do if I had oily skin is I'd be dramatically reducing my intake of anything that spikes insulin. And as I was talking to the gal yesterday who insisted that she didn't eat any sugar, but she only ate sweet potatoes, we gotta look for places where there's insulin spiking foods where we don't know, where we think it's a healthy food. We think it's a good food, but it's got a high sugar content that's jacking up our insulin and throwing off our sugar metabolism. So that's the first thing to do with oily skin, is eliminate any sources of insulin spiking foods, and that includes bread and pasta and rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes and anything that's going to spike your insulin. That's always job number one for oily skin, for blackheads, and for enlarged pores, which are basically the same issue. Okay, so number one, reduce your intake of insulin and insulin spiking foods. Number two.
Yeah, I gotta say it's tough.
I know it is. That is very true. It's tough. So here's what
I've gone to rice pasta, which is phenomenal compared to the wheat pasta, but still
the same. It's still the same. So here's the thing, and you're right. That's an excellent point. Excellent. By the way, where in New York are you, Ray? Are you in the city?
I'm in Syracuse, upstate.
Oh, you're kidding. I lived in Syracuse for many years. How funny is that?
I know. You went to SU, I believe.
I went to SU. That's exactly right. Is Syracuse still miserable? No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
And maybe in January, February, but now it's 82 and beautiful.
Oh, is it? That's awesome. No, from January to October. What are you talking about? Or it's like 9 months a year. It's like awful. Anyway.
No, it's literally it's January and February. Then it's beautiful. But
it's not okay. All right. Are you from Syracuse? Are you born and raised there?
Yeah.
Where in Syracuse are you?
I'm in a suburb right out by Fayetteville.
Fayetteville. Okay. Do you know where Westcott Street is?
Oh, yeah. My brother lived on Westcott.
Okay. All right.
When he went to SU. But anyways, yeah.
Okay. So let me
grown
talk.
by leaps and bounds, by the way.
It has since the 70s. I was there in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, a lot of expansions. But anyway,
okay, so
you wouldn't recognize it, I don't think.
All right. Well, now that we bored everybody to tears with our little private conversation. So anyway, you're right. Your point is well taken. It's very difficult to wean ourselves off of sugar, and you don't have to have zero tolerance for sugar. Here's how you wean yourself off of sugar. More protein, more good fat, and more salt and spices. Don't ever underestimate the power of salt and spices to help wean yourself off of sugar.
I use Himalayan salt. Yeah, that's
Himalayan salt, absolutely, or Celtic sea salt. Hang tight, Ray. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. We'll try to get to all our callers, too. So if you're on hold, stay there. We'll get to you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. All right, we're back on the bright side. Ray in New York. I'm going to go real quickly, bro, because I want to get to all our callers today. So I'm going to go real fast. Okay. When it comes to blackheads, enlarged pores, and oily skin, you want to think of the stress response. And number one, when it comes to handling the stress response, you got to handle sugar and insulin. That means reducing your intake of insulin spiking foods. If you're having a hard time getting off of those kinds of foods, use more protein.
Yeah, you know what? I use the One World Way, and it's interesting. I've lost about 15 pounds, but I don't have to lose 15 pounds. People tell me I'm too thin, but I have
muscle.
My cravings for summer.
You know what? If you're feeling like you're too skinny, get more muscle mass on you. And that means
I started to work out with the SoloFlex. And
that'll help. That'll definitely help. Whatever it is, weight-bearing exercises are good. But if you feel like you're losing too much weight, it's not so much the weight that's the problem, the pounds that are the problem. It's the muscle mass that's the problem. So getting more muscle mass and being lean makes you look really good. Nobody will be complaining about how you look if you're muscular but lean. Yeah. So more protein, more fat, more spices, and more salt, Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt. That'll help wean you off of the protein. That'll help.
Salt.
Yeah, that'll help. You can even do salt water in the middle of the day, absolutely. And that'll help wean you off of sugar.
Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Bottom line, though, is I know it's hard to get off of those insulin-spiking foods and sugary foods, but using more protein and salt and spices and fats will help you do that. I apologize, but I'm just going to go real fast here. Pantothenic acid, vitamin B5, is an amazing supplement for oily skin. Vitamin B5, we haven't talked too much about this vitamin B5, but it's involved in how the body produces fats and produces oils. So making sure you get enough B5, and I'm talking a lot of it, maybe 1 gram to 2 grams, even up to 3 or 4 grams of vitamin B5 a day, which is way more than the recommended daily allowance. Make sure you're using all the B complex with your pantothenic acid, your B5. You can even use B5 topically. In fact, I made a product many years ago called Drying Lotion, which featured vitamin B5 as a topical anti-oil remedy, and it worked quite well. So you can make your own vitamin B5. You can use it topically, make your own vitamin B5 cream by cracking open a B5 capsule and putting it right in a cream. Topical zinc can also help can help suck up oils too.
Yeah, you use zinc propionate every day too. I do use 3 ml.
Internal's great, but also topically can help you with skin oils. Also, using sugar metabolizing nutrients can also help. Chromium, vanadium, the sweeties, and then laying off of caffeine also. Caffeine can stimulate oil secretions. Any kind of stresses or burdens on the body. I'm going to let you go, Ray. Thank you so much for your call, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Your deep breathing technique, I gotta thank you. I do that every night and during the day when I can think about it, but I use it at night to go to sleep.
Awesome. Good.
And then it helps 100% if I touch my tongue to the back of the front of my teeth.
Excellent.
Whether inhaling or exhaling, you can bring in about 30% more. I don't know what it is. It opens up a valve or something in your chest.
On the top of your roof of your mouth, you have a connection to your relaxation nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system. There's a complex of nerves right at the top of your mouth. So you're right. Just touching the top of your mouth with your tongue can activate the relaxation nervous system. Thanks so much for your call, Ray. Appreciate it. Good luck in Syracuse. Thanks for your call, man. Thanks for listening, too. All right. I apologize because I'm going to go real fast. I want to get everybody in today. Mary in Memphis, what's going on?
Hi, Pharmacist Dan. This is what's going on. My sister has a cyst or chalasia, on the top of her eye.
Okay.
And her eyelid. And what I've been telling her to do is put some salt water in her eye. I asked her, she had some tea bags. She had black tea.
That's
and
awesome.
She was putting the tea bags on her eye. And I went over to see her yesterday, and it is like has come to a head.
That's perfect.
Like a big puff.
That's good.
It is.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's coming. It's resolving itself. You're helping it resolve itself by using the salt water. That's exactly what I would tell you to do. You can also put clay on there. You can make a little clay poultice. Go get yourself some bentonite clay at the health food store. Make a little clay paste with water, and then just apply it on there, and that'll help pull everything out. You can use charcoal, do the same thing, or you can mix charcoal and clay and do the same thing.
I got that also.
Those are all great strategies. If it's already come to a head, get yourself some apple cider vinegar, put it on a Q-tip, and then dab it very gently on the head, on the white part of the cyst, and that will help unroof the thin film of skin that's covering the pus. This is all kind of gross, I know, but that's just how it is. And then the pus will leak out, and you'll get rid of the cyst. However, if she has chronic cyst formation, that's something that you want to focus on as an internal health condition, most especially involving insulin and blood sugar, and maybe a sign of prediabetes or even diabetes. So if it comes back, then you want to start looking at some nutritional supplements and some dietary strategies. But your intuition was well thought out. Congratulations. Good job on that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. God
because
bless.
I listen to you all the time.
Oh, praise God. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Mary. I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your kind words. Kelly in Texas, what's up?
Hi, Ben.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for being you and being there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's up?
My question is, in my smoothie in the morning, which consists of usually whey, lecithin, raw eggs, spirulina, coconut water, blueberry.
Whoa, I want some. How do I get some of that?
I know, isn't it good? It's yum. But so my question is there enough fatty food source in there for me to be doing my D and E? And
No, not. You're going to need a supplement still. What were your fats? The coconut? You said coconut water, though. You didn't say coconut oil, did you? Or did you say coconut oil?
Coconut water. No, I'm just wondering if when I do my D's and E's, because they're fatty vitamins, and you need a fatty food to go with fatty vitamins.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't know how much. What's your source of fat in the smoothie? Throw in some coconut oil. Get yourself some coconut oil. In addition to the coconut water, throw in some coconut oil, and you might want to throw in some lecithin too. Lecithin, coconut oil.
I do put lecithin. Yeah.
Okay, you do. So coconut oil in with the lecithin, and that'll give you enough fat, depending on how much coconut oil you use. Do a big honking teaspoon of it, like a heaping teaspoon of coconut oil. That's what I do in mine.
Okay, and also then when I do my tangy tangerine, because there's fatty vitamins in there.
They're water soluble. They've been solubilized for you. That's one of the neat things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is Richard Renton, absolute genius, formulating genius at Longevity. Richard Renton designed them, the fatty vitamins, to be water soluble. So no, that's not going to be a problem with the BTT, which is one of the neat benefits of the BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Okay. Thanks, Kelly.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Bye.
All right. God bless. All right, Denise in Santa Cruz, what's going on? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi, good morning. I'm going to Turkey on Sunday, and can you give me a few more ideas to take in the way of minerals?
Yeah, bring your powder. Bring your BTT powder. Take it out of the jug. Take it out of the jug so you don't have to use up too much room in your suitcase, and put it in a plastic bag, maybe 2 plastic bags, and then use your BTT. How long are you going to be gone for?
2 weeks. I got my BTT. I've got my colloidal silver, my Bs, L-arginine.
You're good. You're going to be good to go. I bring some protein too. I'd bring some protein too. Go get yourself some Slender FX or some whey protein, and again, put it in a plastic bag, and that'll keep you from snacking on the fast food, the high fat foods, or the street foods.
Right.
The more protein
that you get. Better than the protein bars, Ben?
Yes, way better than the protein bars. It's straight protein, and if you can find coconut oil when you get there, or even olive oil, some kind of oil or fat, that will also help keep you from snacking on the street foods, which can be really high calorie, and you never even know what you're getting when you get street foods out there. So using fats and protein in your BTT, and good luck. Congratulations on going out to Turkey. All right, good. Good to talk to you. Anything else?
The other good news, Ben. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
All right, take care. Karl, the Truth Raider, what is up?
Good morning, my friend Pharmacist Ben. Once again, a little advice to the callers out there. Ladies and gentlemen, take a container. If you're at this time of the year, the plants are starting to die off, but if you have a good garden, do this. Take less than 1/4 teaspoon of Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Put it in the pitcher of water. Take one plant and just water that with just regular water, and then the other plant, put the BTT with your water in that plant and watch the plant double the size of the other one in the control group.
Isn't that amazing, Karl, the Truth Raider? Isn't that absolutely mind-blowing? You know, when you use the BTT on your plants, you can observe the benefits, like Karl's saying. I've seen it myself. Put the BTT in with your plants and watch what happens to the plants, and then you can extrapolate to yourself, and that's exactly what's happening to you when you use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Even though you're not going to necessarily notice it as dramatically as the plant because the plant grows so quickly, it's still, that's your assurance that the same thing is happening to you. It's happening to a plant, it's going to happen to you as well. The plants need the Mighty 90 essential nutrients like we need the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. And by the way, Karl, that's one of the reasons why we're not as healthy as we should be, is because the plants aren't getting the darn nutrients that they need, which is why you can't just get your Mighty 90 essential nutrients from diet alone. It's not going to happen, people. The soils are depleted. They don't have what they need. That means the plants aren't going to have what they need. That means the vegetables and the animals that eat the plants, the dairy, all the way up the food chain, it's going to be deficient in nutritional elements and minerals, as well as vitamins and protein and essential fats. That's why you have to get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Thanks, Karl. Appreciate your call. All right, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue talking zinc, prostaglandins, and skin health, and all kinds of other stuff on our next Bright Side episode. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.